Well, I've lived in Hillsborough County now for 18 years.
I've been a tutor with the Hillsborough Literacy Council for a little over a year.
I decided to become a student because I wanted to learn how to read and write. I knew I was missing something.
You get to learn a lot about what brought them to this place where they are now and what motivated them to learn to read and write, and that's been very fulfilling.
I felt that there was a real desire on my part to get involved with a one-on-one type organization where maybe I could be effective or have an influence on one or more individuals.
I am a statistician engineer, and I would like to find employment in the same field and apply my skills.
It's important to give back to your community, and what better way to give back than to help somebody connect with their world, learn how to communicate, to learn how to read, and to help somebody who actually wants to learn.
It opened so many doors for me. It gave me a future because I didn't have one prior.
We received a lot of demand in the last several years to teach English as a second language. And so that's really where our emphasis has been recently.
I know how hard it is for someone to come over from another country and not only try to adapt to our culture, but learn how to speak our language.
The most important thing is communicate. I can communicate better.
You really get to know a lot about these students on a more individual level. You learn about their educational histories, their activities, their life ambitions in a way that you don't get to do in other settings.
I love to teach, I love to help others, and the connections that I've made with my students are unbelievable.
I can do my job now. Now I'm a secretary. I would have never done that before.
The need for volunteers is so great because all of our tutoring is done on a volunteer basis. And of course, the more volunteers we have, the more students we can reach.
What really just blew my mind was the amount of people in Hillsborough County that either don't speak English or don't know how to read. And there is a waiting list of over 400 people who just want to learn how to communicate.
Now I don't need to look for someone to speak or translate Spanish.
I don't feel like I'm not educated anymore.
I love reading, I love books. I think wanting to pass on, if not that love, at least the ability to access those great books that I've loved is something that has motivated me on a personal level.
We can look throughout our community and we can see where we have touched literally thousands of people and have improved their lives.
My family, my work, my friends know that on Wednesday nights, between the hours of 7 and 9, I can't do anything else because my students are important to me.
I feel comfortable. I can talk about anything.
When they bring their own reading materials from outside the classes, like whether those are maps, recipes, newspapers, books, magazines, things where they're like, I want to learn to read this.
I can pick up a book now and read it, so it's really easy. I can sit there, and the only problem is I get lost in books now. I forget I have to go to work or I have to go to sleep.
I think probably my proudest accomplishment over the years that I've been tutoring is to see tangible results with various individuals, learning to read and write English.
I have increased my comfort level. Now I can speak better.
Being able to connect and communicate with the world around you is an essential thing.
And it's helped me become a better teacher, learning to plan for one person, and as opposed to the lessons and ideas you have to bring to a classroom full of diverse personalities.
Going back to high school was very hard. I didn't know it was so hard until I had to do it again. But I graduated with honors, so it wasn't that bad.
I began to see what effect my involvement with a one-on-one student could do in changing their life, not only socially and their ability to communicate in the neighborhood, but also economically to find better jobs.
I understand when I'm looking for a job. I understand when I go to the internet.
Now I'm not embarrassed to tell them I couldn't read prior. Tell them they helped me so much.
There are so many people in Hillsborough County who do not know how to read and cannot communicate in English with others around them. And you can be the key to connecting them to their world and changing their lives.